Joshua Krause wrote a great article. Florida court rules off-grid living illegal, bringing to attention how we are being, again, treated like cattle or treated like chattel, treated like property. We don't have really rights. There are really no rights, because if you want to truly be free in this country, you have to do as they say. Not as you wish, but as they tell you to live. So Robin Spironis had been living off, the land, living off the grid for many, many years without any problems, until she was recently interviewed by a local Fox affiliate in November of 2013. Shortly thereafter, the city of Cape Coral tagged a notice to vacate on her property due to multiple code violations. Living off the grid goes against the elitist mafia that puts a vig on us all. And due to these multiple code violations, all of which stem from the fact that her home isn't connected to the water or the sewage or the electrical grid. Well, you can't do that. You can't do that. You must be part of the system. So the cities try to argue that she's in violation of the international, get this, the International Property Maintenance Code for relying on rainwater and solar panels instead of utilities. Now, you've heard it yourself, ladies and gentlemen, probably many times. How many people have been fined or their property confiscated or put in jail, like this guy in Oregon? I think it was in Oregon, for collecting rainwater. I mean, this is insane. This shows what we really, truly are slaves. We're indentured servants to this system. And you can't be free. You can't, you must pay into it, or they come after you. Now, the city has tried to argue that she's in violation of this because she's off the grid. She has solar panels. She collects her rainwater. Oh, that can't be. That might become a trend. People might actually start to realize that they're being fucked by these utility companies. Electric costs are expected to go up 40% in the next 2 years. 40%! So, these criminals are after us. I mean, this goes back to J.P. Morgan and the deal he made with Edison. The truth of the matter is that J.P. Morgan knew that Tesla was able to create free electricity. So did Westinghouse. Tesla foolishly signed over his patents to Westinghouse to keep him afloat, and Tesla believed we should all have free electricity, and we could have free electricity, AC, and that has been kept away from us as well, because the bankers don't want that. They want to profit off of every single one of us. Literally, we are nothing but they're nothing but parasites on humanity. Anything good, you have to pay for through the nose to most extents. And look what we're dealing with, the problems with oil and the wars it's caused. Think about it. Energy and the global warming fraud, all to get money. That's all it's about. It's pretty simple, actually. But they like to kill and maim and murder and commit genocide in their endeavors to reduce the population. So they truly are parasites, sociopathic parasites running the show here, ladies and gentlemen. Since Robin Spironis had been fighting the courts since November of 2013 for her right to live off the grid, Magistrate Harold Eskins recently ruled that she can live without using water or electricity, but she still has to be connected to those utilities no matter what. So she has to be connected. So she has to have electrical connections. She has to have the water meter. And these are all smart meters, most likely, giving off radiation, and also, really spying on the property in many ways. This is not paranoia. This is just the ability of these devices And I think there's a tremendous hidden agenda because Big Brother is rising left and right. Around every corner, every day. Drones are flying around now. I mean, come on. This is getting to be out of control. So despite these rulings, Eskins, which is the magistrate, admitted to the press that the code may be unfair. Reasonableness and code requirements don't always go hand in hand. Despite his supposed sympathies, he still feels compelled to enforce the code. So, still, Sporonis has decided not to give up and will continue to defend her case in court. Good, Robin. That's the way to go. Even if she doesn't win, she has no plans to leave her home. Even if they board up the house, I'm not leaving. They did the best they could when they took my dogs and arrested me. It fell apart because I'm unshakable. Yeah, so she just wants to be left alone, and they won't leave her alone. And it's a sad thing. Now, this guy, Joshua Krause, is a reporter, a writer, and a researcher at the Daily Sheeple, where this article first appeared. He was born and raised in the Bay Area as a freelance writer and author. You can follow his reports on Facebook or his personal Twitter website. His personal website is Strange Danger. Good work, Josh. Keep it going. Let's get this truth out. There's so much more to say, and we have to understand that they're slowly putting in these Agenda 21 protocols, getting us all packed in like sardines, like into ghettos, huge ghettos, the cities, everybody into the cities. It'll just be like a huge ghetto. There'll be the people, just like in the movie Metropolis, there'll be the elite at the top and the workers in the bowels of the earth below. And this is what they're working for. That movie is a pretty good indication of the New World Order and where we're heading here. And I can tell you that that whole imagery of it all certainly expresses that very clearly throughout the film. You'll notice it, so I recommend you take a glance at that. I know it's a 1926 film, so it's a little, the style's a little off compared to what we're dealing with today, but there's a lot of Masonic imagery, satanic imagery, all sorts of interesting evil things, Skull and Bones, which actually the Thule Society, the Thule Society, or however you want to call it, the Thule Society, I think is how it's actually pronounced. But this is a very, very deep rabbit hole. It is an enormous, bottomless pit of evil, a spider web that goes far and wide, but all meets in the middle. And the center of it is Illuminism and these global elitists who are running the show. And their image of the future is a transhumanist one, moving into a place where man evolves to be gods, and those that are not worthy are, they're just done away with, more or less. And that's the vast majority of humanity, who they believe are cattle and stupid animals who cannot think. And like cattle, like animals that cannot think, if you have intellect and don't use your intellect, you too are stakes on the table by choice and consent. That was a quote from Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars from the Bilderberg meeting in 1979. And this is where we're heading. Henry Kissinger called soldiers dumb, stupid animals to be pawns to be used in foreign policy. You must understand that they really truly believe this, and they're the ones that are making this stuff happen. All they have to do is just pay the right politician to keep the Clintons are a perfect example of political whores that I've ever seen. There are many more of them. They're all basically political whores. They're whores for the New World Order. Whores of Babylon. Well, check all this stuff out. You really do have to take the time to research all this information, find your own truth. There really is only one truth. And if you look closely at all these things, and you take the time, you'll start to put the pieces together. Find your own truth. There is only one truth. Seek, and you'll find it.